On regulations of the public and private sector in TV and film industry. Then go to talk about ownership, the BAI, and unions, pay expectations, rates of pay, holiday pay, sick pay, etc. With ownership in the TV and public and private sector, there's RT that's publicly owned and is run by the Minister of Communications, Climate Action and Environment. TV3 is owned by Virgin Media, which is a subsidiary of Liberty Global, and just to use another example, Netflix is a publicly traded company, meaning it's been able to be sold and bought on the stock market. With Liberty Global, it's the primary organisation for Virgin Media. It's specialised in international telecommunications and is a merger between Liberty Media and UGC, which is United Globalcom. Liberty Global is also the largest broadband provider outside the US, and other subsidiaries and shareholdings by Liberty Global are UPC, Vodafone, Ziggo, Lionsgate and ITV. But the BAI, Broadcasting Authority of Ireland, is licensing for RTE, TG Carr, the upcoming Irish Film Channel. They make codes, rules, and regulations about what you can and cannot broadcast, and they provide schemes for funding for things to do with relation to Irish culture, heritage, and experience under broadcasting. And they go under the remit of the BAI set down by the Broadcasting Act of 2009. Has two primary manners in which they make decisions, which one of them is the authority on committees. They make decisions with strategic direction for the organisation. They were compliance, responsible for emergency. I'm reading that to myself, sorry. And public consultations, the BAI are committed to engaging with their stakeholders. The two things I'm going to look at are RTE and TV3 for public and private sector. RTE is part of the public sector, which is funded by the Irish government, so we pay for the service whether or not we're actually watching RTE. TV3 is part of the private sector, it's not funded by the government, and it banks on you actually watching their show so they can build up funding and whatnot. With union recognition, the employer has a constitutional right to start a union, but the company does not need to actually support it. RTE supports unions with their service known as Pair on RTE, which gives you a load of information about pensions, the HI, and even clubs and societies for their employees. And TV3 has had a pretty long history of denying unions, which I imagine everybody's seen the interview with the SIP2 guy. With the pay expectations, both public and private sectors have to follow the Working Time Act, which includes a minimum wage of $9.50 an hour, 30-minute breaks for every 6 hours worked, and must work over 48 hours in a 7-day week, and 24 hours of rest for 7 days work. RTE recognises unions and will negotiate with a union official, whereas TV3 does not recognise unions, so they'd be doing contracts by a person-to-person basis, and the scale can be completely different between those persons. The holiday phase is the Organisation's Working Time Act 97. You have a minimum of 20 days and public holidays, which are New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, Easter Sunday, First Mondays of May, June and August, last Monday of October, Christmas Day and Stevens's Day. But it's worth noting that Good Friday is not counted despite some companies recognise it as a holiday. Under Term of Employment Act 94, employees not entitled to under employment law to be paid while out sick, but that's by the discretion of the employer. RT entitled to sick pay if you are out for more than 2 days in a medical slip. But if you're out for like an extended, like say a month that you're out sick, you'd have to probably give a weekly slip to make sure that they keep it on record. TV3, this it's subject to your contract, but normally it's about 2 weeks on full pay. Maternity, paternity and adoptive leave is recognised by both public and private sectors. Maternity leave is €200 a week pay for 26 weeks and 16 weeks unpaid, which starts after the first 26 weeks of maternity. There are times that the mother can be paid the 16 weeks if unforeseen complications happen during the pregnancy term. This is at the discretion of the employer, so it's something you'd have to bring up with them. Paternity leave is €230 a week pay for 2 weeks from the time the child is born or adopted. Paternity leave is available within the 6 months of birth adoption. Shared 2 weeks is also available to be shared between the mother and father within the 6 months of birth adoption. Employees must give 4 weeks notice. Nope, got to try and do it. RTE supports a defined benefit pension which employee setting up a defined benefit scheme intends to promise the scheme members a specific amount of benefit to be paid of their retirement. This is commonly 1/60th of final pensionable pay for each year of pensionable service. It's usually intended to fix the maximum pension of 40-60 ratio, or 2/3 of your salary. TV3, I couldn't find any information for them, but an educated guess would say that they do a private sector occupational scheme, which these benefits will generally be final earnings, average earnings throughout your career, or the value of your pension funds. Both public and private sector have to follow the health and safety regulations of 2007 and the Welfare at Work Act 2005. I imagine they both have the same level of health and safety. And standards of production, RT is part of the public sector and works with a finite budget, which is give or take about 14 million a year. Might explain why TV series over here are fairly short in comparison to America. TV3 on the other hand, being a business in the private sector, has such a cap to abide to, but a way of looking at this is actors on Fair City get an average of €32 a day, whereas TV3's Red Rock Dig gets an average of €344 a day. And that's it.
Thank you very much.